We're joined today by David Kelly. He is the CEO of Chakana Copper. They've got a copper project in the Ancash province in Peru, and we're going to look through some videos and images today. So, David, thanks for joining us. I think we're doing this off the back of some technical difficulties we had in reaching you on site when you were down there a few weeks ago. So, thanks for taking the time.
You bet, Matt. Yeah, I'm always bragging about the infrastructure in our project location being in an active mining district, but it doesn't quite have 5G Wi-Fi internet yet. So a little bit of work to go there.
So what are you keen to kind of show us today? Because obviously I think it's really important that people get a sense of the kind of scale of the project and also the different parts to the project. What are we going to look at first?
So, I've always talked about the great infrastructure of our project. It's in an active mining district. It's in the Ancash province of Peru. And, the significance of Ancash from a mining perspective is that's where Antamina is located. It's the largest mine in Peru, and it's 65 kilometers east of our project. And then we're just 35 kilometers south of Piorina in the same belt of rocks. That's the world-class gold mine that was operated by Barrick. And within our project, we're in an active mining district. So this is going to be kind of a neat transect driving from the east side of the district through the district, seeing the mining operations, some of the infrastructure, tailings facility, the plant of the adjacent mining operations. And then we'll start to get a view of our project, and we'll then take the viewers through several different aspects of our project that's, as you know, is in an active drilling program right now.
Okay, so what are we looking at first?
The first thing we're going to take a look at is we're just driving through a road. This is actually a public road. It goes from the town of Requai on the east to the town of Aija, and then further out to the coast. So we're driving to the west. It's actually a public road, but it's going right through the mining operations of Lincuna. Lincuna operates 4 underground mines in the district, and what we're going to see here as we're driving through is the tailings facility. It's a recently expanded tailings facility that Lincuna has been working on as part of their expansion of mining activities in the district. So it's a great view of the new tailings facility as well as the plant in the background. There's a panoramic view that you'll see their plant, and so that's really the heart of their operation. As we continue driving to the west on the same road, we're approaching the Cotacran mine. You can see the maintenance area of the mine. It kind of sits down in a small valley. You can see the mountainous terrain that we're in. There are some of the waste dumps from the Cotacran mine right there in the foreground. So we're just going to do a little switchback here, and then we'll pass the portal of the Cotacran mine. It's one of 4 underground operating mines. Lincuna mines predominantly lead, zinc, silver ores. We believe that their mineralization is related to the zonation of the mineralization that we have on our property. And so we're just going to come to a stop here, and we'll glance to the left, and you'll actually see the portal of the Cotacran mine. There it is there. And it's one of 2 larger mines that they operate, and they operate 2 additional vein mines in the district.
Right. Now, how does that benefit you in terms of the kind of current infrastructure that's there?
Well, you can see the access, of course, is exceptional here. We're on roads they're public roads, but they're actually maintained by the mine because the mine uses them extensively. So that's one aspect of it. Just the fact that we're in an area where mining has been a long part of the culture of the region in terms of the communities. Most of the communities have people that are employed at this mine, and many of our employees have worked at this mine in the past before. So it's good to be in an active mining district. It certainly saves on development costs when you go to build a mine, because you already have power, you have access, and we have plenty of water here for mining operations.
Okay, and what are we looking at next?
So as we continue driving to the west, our project starts to come into view. We're driving west on this road. We'll give you an example of what a traffic jam looks like on our property. There's a water truck right in front of us, and when the water truck drives around, you'll see some of the heavy underground mining equipment. There's a Caterpillar hauler just on the right that he's navigating around. And that's probably going back to that maintenance shop to get some maintenance done. But again, emphasizing the importance of being in an active mining district. Now, as we pass this and look to the right, we're going to see some dumps in the foreground. That's from the Hercules mine. But if you look at the hill in the background, those are the drill roads on the north side of our Soledad project. That's where Breccia 1 and Breccia 7 and several of the other breccias are located. Now we're kind of panning around to the left. You see the mountain comes down to a valley in the bottom. And then the next view will show going to the south, and you'll see the mountain going up again on the south side, and that's the southern half or the south half of our Soledad project. And there comes into view the drill roads of the mega gold target. That's where we're actively drilling now. Those are 3 platforms that we can see in the foreground, and the rest of the mega gold target sits down below that, all the way down to the bottom where the Extremadura breccia pipe is located. And we've already put out some really nice drill results on the Extremadura breccia. So the next view that we're going to have is from the north side of the project looking to the south. We're standing on the Paloma East breccia pipe. This is one of the breccias that's in our resource. You can see one of our channel cut samples in the outcrop there. This is very strongly mineralized tourmaline breccia cropping out right at surface, multi-gram gold. And as we climb up to the top of the breccia pipe and then turn to the south, we're again looking at the mega gold target. Essentially, the mega gold target is entirely on the face of that mountain on the south side. At the bottom is the Extremadura breccia, and then you can see the new drill roads up on the hillside. We're zooming in now to see 3 drill platforms. There's 2 on the left and 1 on the right. We've finished the drilling on the 2 on the left, and we're now drilling from the 1 on the right. So great vantage point, really good access. From those platforms, we can test a number of different targets that sits within the mega gold target area. You can see how large the target is. It's an exceptionally large area to explore. Now, from that same vantage point, if we zoom in to the bottom of the hill, you'll see the Extremadura breccia pipe come into view. It's a large kind of a bulge in the hillside. You can see 2 drill roads, one coming from above onto the left side of the breccia pipe, and then one coming from the right side. And that's these are prime targets for us. When we have a breccia pipe sticking out of the ground like that, and we can sample it and see the mineralization and outcrop, we know that those types of targets generally work out really well for us. And we've already published the first 2 drill intercepts off of that breccia with 1% copper and some very good gold and silver credits. I think it was about a 1.65 copper equivalent intercept on one of the 2 drill holes that went through that. Now, to give you a closer view of what these breccia pipes look like and what an active drill site looks like, this is just one of the drill roads leading up to the Extremadura breccia. This is the one coming from the right, headed east for the drill pad that was set up on the west side of the breccia, drilling back to the east. And then as we approach the platform area, this is where the drill rig was positioned. It's a larger area. Again, we're using a smaller drill rig to keep this footprint smaller. And you can see that's one of the sump that's dug into the ground and then plastic lined. And all the drill cuttings are collected and dried out in that sump and then transported off site to a disposal site. In the background, you can see the Extremadura breccia, and we'll take a closer look at that in the next video. So here's a breccia pipe that's sticking out of the ground. This one actually has some old artisanal workings on it. And if you walk into that little adit there, you can see secondary copper minerals. In places you can see still some sulfides, pyrite and chalcopyrite. So again, you sample this, it's mineralized, and you know that this is something that's going to drill out nicely at depth, because the breccia pipes are vertically extensive, as we've seen in all of our drilling. So it's really just a matter initially of testing the grade to see if you have good grade. And if you do have the good grade, then it's certainly worth chasing at depth. Now, from that same vantage point, we're at the Estremadura breccia, looking to the south, and so we're looking from the south to the north, and you can see the large Juan Carama breccia complex. It's 5 breccias that crop out at surface. You can see one very large breccia on the right side, and what we learned in our drilling there was that 3 of the 5 breccias in the drilling we've done to date coalesce into one much larger breccia. So that's one of the ways the tonnage on these breccias can increase is by the coalescence of multiple breccias at surface. And this is one of the breccia pipe complexes that's in our resource today. Now, we've driven up to our base camp where all of our logging is done and all the core sampling and preparation is done. And we're looking to the south. And again, it's another great view of the south side of the project area that's part of this new recent permit that we were able to get last year that's allowed us to start drilling on the south side. We're looking at the drill roads of the first 3 platforms for the Mega Gold. And then you can see the older roads there, which give us access to many more permitted platforms to test the Mega Gold target area. So we have a number of targets, multiple targets in this area that we will be testing in this current drill program. From the same view, if we look to the left and zoom in, it's in the distance, kind of right in the center of view here, you can see some alteration, and that's the La Jolla high sulfidation epithermal target. It's a lithocap type of environment. It had some historical drilling by Buenaventura with some very nice silver grades. I believe they had over 1,300 grams silver in drill intercepts, and we've also hit 1,300 grams silver in our surface sampling. So after we complete the drilling here at Mega Gold, the plan is to move the rig around and drill a few holes in the La Jolla high sulfidation epithermal target. So from the north side of the project, we walked over to Breccia 1, and if the viewers recall, this is one of the breccia pipes that's in our current resource. It's the largest and highest grade. And one of the reasons it's the largest is because there's actually 2 breccia pipes here. There's the breccia that we can see in the view here. It's cropping out at surface. Again, mineralized at surface. Those are great targets. This one had some historic drilling. So we kind of knew that we had a nice breccia here with some good grades. But what we didn't know is that just north of this breccia pipe is a second breccia pipe that's blind. It doesn't come to surface. There's a gap of about 40 meters between the 2 breccia pipes. And from this drill platform, we drilled to the north, went through this breccia, went into the gap, and saw alteration. So we kept drilling and hit the second breccia pipe. And it's that second breccia pipe where we had that spectacular 12 meters of 27% copper and 960 grams silver intercept, a massive sulfide zone in the top part of that breccia pipe. This is also the platform where we drilled 439 meters from surface with 2.07% copper equivalent. So great, highly mineralized breccia here in copper, gold, and silver. And these are the types of targets that we love to get into. We believe there's potential for around 50 to 100 of these types of breccia pipes on the property. Not all the breccia pipes are strongly mineralized like this, but you don't need them to be if you have that kind of inventory. Multiple breccias on the south side of the project that we're working towards getting drill tested in this current drill program and future drill programs. So we have a long way to go on the breccia story. We're now looking to the east at the Hercules mine complex. You can see it in the foreground there. Again, this is we're right on the edge of this active mining district. You can see that's the road that we drove in on with the earlier videos that came into our project area. And then as we pan around to the left, again, more of the mining district that you can see in the foreground. There's some really spectacular mineralized veins that are trending towards us at Breccia 1, and we think that's part of the structural geology that we see. And now we're panning around to the south where we can see the new Mega Gold drill platforms that are currently being drilled. And that's just zooming in on some of those veins. Those are mineralized veins trending right into the property position towards the breccia one that we're standing on at this point.
It's interesting when you say that, Davies, reminds me, because it's so easy to kind of sort of move on with all the different activities, but some of the grades there you mentioned are insane.
Yeah.
So, around this copper was, what do you say, 12 meters at 27 copper
27%
equivalent?
copper, yeah. No, copper, just straight copper.
Straight copper.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was 35%. It had a little bit of gold, but it was most really strongly mineralized in silver, 967 grams silver.
Yeah.
And it worked out at the time to be 35% copper equivalent. Yeah.
And I guess that's the power of these are these the sort of tourmaline breccias that you're saying, if you hit them right, you can see these sorts of mineralizations, and if they're in clusters, then it's good times, certainly on the economics.
Yeah, that's certainly part of the upside story, the coalescence of these breccias coming together. But the other thing is finding these blind breccias, right? We found one just simply by drilling. We drilled through one breccia. We started seeing alteration that looked like we were getting perhaps close to another breccia, and we kept drilling, and that's when we hit the second breccia pipe. And so if there's one blind breccia pipe that we found just through drilling, how many more do you think exists on the property? We've talked about before that these are not breccia pipes that reach the surface when they formed. They're only exposed at surface by uplift and weathering. And in this case, we had one breccia pipe that was exposed by weathering, but not the other one. So, this is huge for the upside potential. This means that the probability of finding other blind breccia pipes it is very high, and we have the geophysical data that shows us where these types of features are. So it's just a matter of drilling, and we've only tested a small fraction of the total number of breccia targets that we have on the project, and it costs time, and it takes time and money to go out and test these targets. But that's why it's so important for us to be drilling like we are drilling right now. So headed up to our logging facility. This is it's our old base camp. We have a small office here. You can see it's pretty rudimentary, but it keeps you out of the weather and allows you to log the drill core. We just lay out the drill core when it comes off the drill rig there, and then the geologists have a nice area where they can log the core. We generally do a quick log, and mainly for geologic purposes, alteration and mineralization, and then we do geotechnical logging, and then the geologist will mark up the core for sampling, and where the cutting is then takes place, and then the sampling is done. And an intermediate stage between that is we photograph the core before and after it's cut. So part of our core processing is core photography, and we have just a photographic station set up. You can see the camera on the tripod there, and that gentleman is spraying water onto the drill core. We photograph the core both wet and dry before and after the core has been cut. And then we'll walk around right into the core cutting area. You can see the two core saws that we have set up. And similar to the drilling collection of the cuttings, we have a sump set up where all the cuttings from the core cutting is collected, it's dried out, collected, and then disposed of in a proper disposal site. One of the really important aspects of this type of work is chain of custody, and being able to demonstrate that you're in possession of the sampling and control and of the sampling process, and in possession of the sampling at all times until it's dropped off at the laboratory. And this is a batch of samples that's ready to go. All the sampling has been done. The QA/QC has been inserted, which includes standard reference material, blanks, as well as duplicate samples. And then everything is tied up and kept in this secure area until it's delivered directly to the laboratory, and then the custody transfers over to the lab at that point.
David, thanks for running through that. It's I think the interesting thing for me is, and that's why I quite like doing these site visits live myself. Can you get a sense of the scale of the opportunity? Well, and also how hard it is. Like, no one said exploration was easy, right? Where you're looking for visual signs, you're having to drill. You've got teams of people there, each doing their own thing, which kind of drives you to some sort of conclusion about how you spend the next dollar, as it were. So I really can appreciate getting the sort of, the inside the door on that. For you this year, I mean, what are the kind of main goals for you? Now we've got a sense of the size and the scope of the property. Where are you going to be spending your time, money, and efforts?
Well, as you recall, from the start of this drill program, we had three different target areas: the high grade breccia, the Estremadura breccia. Now we're drilling on the mega gold target, and then we'll end the program by going to La Jolla. And what would be great for me is discovery in all three of the target areas. We've already put out great results on the Estremadura. We're working on mega gold now. We're seeing some big scale alteration. We're seeing the right sulfides. And so, we're excited about what we're seeing at Mega Gold. And then, we've got high grade at surface at La Jolla. So, we're excited about that too. So that would be the best thing for us, I guess, is to really be able to bring home great drill results in all three of the target areas. And, we plan to put out the data as fast as we can. It'll probably be every couple of drill holes we'll be able to get some assay results out, and the story will evolve as we're putting out information. You won't. I don't think you can read too much into any one individual news release. I think it's the collective, information that we get from all the drilling. So I think that's really important. It's to see this unfold, and I'm happy to get on frequently with you, because this is a great opportunity for people to see an exploration program as it unfolds. We're showing you as much as we can through each stage of this drill program, and I think this is an important way for the investors to learn how exploration actually is carried out.
Well, David, I appreciate your time today. What a fantastic time to be in the copper game. I mean, copper price over $5. Really nice to see that, and obviously, we'd be delighted to have you on as regularly as you can to kind of share, how you're going about doing what you're doing and what you're finding. So appreciate the time. Thank you.
Absolutely, Matt. Anytime. Appreciate it.